The second winning series is a unique sports program that probes into the often controversial world of professional and amateur sports. Sports View Today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sports View. I'm Ron Cameron.
And I'm Bob Page. Our sponsors in the program, as always, Al Dietrich Oldsmobile. And now Uncle Al has moved to his new location just east of the Pontiac Airport on M59 in Waterford, so where the runway ends, the deals begin. Fred Wetzel and the folks at T-Com Pagers, wide state beeper coverage wherever you're watching this program in southeastern and mid-Michigan. Ronnie's publication, Sports Fans Journal, the 11th issue of which is out on the streets, looking pretty good right now. Is that the 11th issue you got right there?
Well. What's that?
Is that the 11th issue? It's an old one. Oh, okay. Trammell's on the cover of it then.
Great issue, except for Bob Page's column. It stinks.
Where's my check? You still keep promising. It's been in the mail, right, for the last 3 weeks. I have to call Larry Palladino to get it, I'm sure. I'll join the list of Ron Cameron creditors.
That's what you told me. You mailed a check a week ago.
Jalapeno pizza and pasta across from the Westland Mall with the Ron Cameron 6-pound wet burrito special coming up Tuesday night for the All-Star game. They'll have it on TV out there.
And sure they will. And it's on Cowan Road at Wayne Road, and they have liquor with the meal, and all the drunks that follow sports, there's many of those. We'll have a lot of fun.
Past the Pro-Am Sports Systems, we have Maxie's Main Street in the heart of beautiful downtown Royal Oak, and attorney Warren Siegel at 424-8384. Our guest in the program today, young man from Hamtramck that may not exactly be a household name yet here in his hometown, Keith Karpinski, linebacker at Penn State from Warren D. LaSalle, and if it's not a household name yet, it may be by the time the next couple of years are up, because he's supposed to start for Joe Paterno this year and played an important role last season.
Not as big a household name as Clint Courtney.
You want to get right to that? Okay, fine. I figured you'd bring that up eventually.
We have to get it, don't we?
All I want to say is, as excited as everybody is about the Tigers and as pleased as everybody is where they're standing,
they're playing well,
and the fact that they're coming home from the West Coast road trip, Ron and I are extremely disappointed, ladies and gentlemen, that the Tigers are back home, because we would much rather see Kellen Kaline on television any day than go down to Tiger Stadium to watch a boring baseball game.
Right.
In one of the 5 greatest exchanges in Kellen Kaline history. And you missed this. Were you drunk at jalapeno pizza and pasta? You missed this? Sunday during the California game, they're talking about Clint Courtney, who was one of the heroes of my childhood, and Ron Cameron,
back in the 40s.
Ron Cameron came up with, of course, back in baseball. Old scrap iron. And, you know, they like to tell stories about different guys from the past and amusing little anecdotes. And they told a few stories about Courtney, who was a catcher in the American League with, you remember the St. Louis Browns. You used to cover them.
Team.
And the Washington Senators was where I remember from in the late 1950s. And finally, Kaline said to Kel, "And yes, George, I understand that Clint Courtney's doing very well managing in the minor leagues right now." I jumped 10 feet out of my chair. And when I came down...
That's hard for you to do. You haven't got 10 feet in the air when you play basketball at all.
When I came down, Kel, after a little pause, said, "Well, he was Al, but now he's dead." I went screaming from the house. And if Kaline, I mean, if Al would have been a little more quick-witted, I'm sure he was very embarrassed by the whole thing.
You should have said Oral Roberts brought him back.
Said, yes, he was dead, George, but Oral Roberts raised him from the dead. I just love watching Kellen Kaline. They are just hysterical. And of course, everybody likes them here. And my goodness, they're almost deities in the Detroit area, because they were great ball players and they're very nice people. But to see these two guys on the air is absolute slapstick comedy sometimes. I just love it. That's right up there.
Now we need to sit Abel back, but he's not coming back at all. You maintain that Abel will be back with the Red Wings next year.
That's right up there with, was it last year or 2 years ago, when the Tigers are playing Oakland. And Kel is saying, well, of course, this Danny Tartable is having an outstanding season. He's hitting 300 with 18 home runs. And then he went on the injured list. And there's no question now that Oakland misses this youngster. Dead silence, and Kaline says, well, George, Danny Tartable plays for Seattle. And Cal says, oh, I didn't know. I just didn't know.
Well,
these guys are just too much.
There's some more we can't mention on the air that were said, too.
I saw a play that Kirk Gibson made. Even Kaline criticized him in the game on Sunday. Now, let's wait a minute. Let's be fair about this. I understand that Gibson made some excellent plays and did a good job in the outfield during this California series, some of which we didn't see. But on Sunday, the ball in particular that was hit into the corner, first of all...
Bob Page is at the bar again.
Ronnie, have you read the beat writers in the News and Free Press? The beat writers in the News and Free Press are saying that Gibson played very well defensively in California for the most part and has really come around of late.
Well,
and then this play on Sunday.
That's a bunch of bull. Number one, I think there's one play, I think it was that series, he should have caught, he didn't caught, they didn't catch, that's one thing. But when a guy tags up on a medium fly ball and scores, number one, the guy shouldn't have scored. Number two, Gibson threw one of those Hail Marys, and it ended up right in the pitcher's mound.
I believe that.
So tell me how great he's played in the outfield. He stinks in the
ball
outfield.
that we're talking about, and I presume that a lot of you fans watching saw the play, it looked to me like Gibson quit on, thinking it was going to be a home run.
A couple of them I thought he quit on.
But the thing that was really disturbing, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to sound like Ron Cameron here, because you've heard Ron's harangue about the ball players of today, and they don't think, and they're stupid. Even Kaline said, when the ball hit the fence, it bounded out towards center field, and here's Gibson standing in front of it, thinking the ball is going to come directly to him. And Kaline said, you got to understand, in this ballpark, when the ball hits the fence, it's going to bounce to center field. Now, guys like Yastrzemski and Kaline used to get out to the ballpark 2 hours before the game, and they'd throw balls against the wall just to see what happens when the ball hits the wall.
You don't see that.
Well,
the ball players
again, I don't want to single out Gibby too much for this one play, because I understand he did a good job. But to me, it's indicative.
The same games that I did.
You'd think that a guy making, I hate to bring up the money issue again, but a guy making $1 million a year to hit 270 or whatever Gibby's hitting,
and never driving 100 runs, never hit 30 home runs,
would be out there playing with those walls, trying to make himself a better defensive player. And he's not here, in his defense, maybe he did, and he just messed up.
You know what gets me, too, about the Bo Jackson, and we're going to talk about that, of course, the Bo Jackson decision to play football he made, and he's a hobby and all that bull.
Can you believe that?
Bunch of bull.
Now, if you play for the Los Angeles Raiders, here comes this kid swaggering in mid-season. You're trying to win a division or whatever, and he says, well, yes, fellas, I'm here because I think pro football is a neat hobby. Is he a total airhead?
Yes, obviously.
When Willie Wilson says, Howie Long running after you in practice, that's a hobby.
And Lawrence Taylor's one of the biggest airheads in baseball,
I don't think he's an airhead.
Oh, he's an airhead.
Well, I'm not going to talk about his drug dependency. I've met the man and interviewed him. He's not stupid.
Yeah, well, up against you, maybe not.
But at any rate, and then Willie Wilson says having Lawrence Taylor take your head off on Sunday afternoon is a neat hobby? They kidding? It's unbelievable. The Tigers at the All-Star break are 5 back of the Yankees, and I'm surprised there hasn't been a lot more around this town made of that deal that Steinbrenner swung on Sunday. Well, Steve Trout from the Cubs for what amounts to 3 minor leaguers. Now, this is a guy, Steve Trout, who has thrown 2 consecutive shutouts for Chicago.
Well,
he'll move right into the starting rotation,
I would think. You speak of airheads. Steve's, there's no...
I don't care about that. Can the kid pitch?
Why don't we take a look at his lifetime record? 74 and 75. And he's been a regular starter for many years in this league, right? He has never struck out 90 batters or more.
And he says, he's not a power pitcher, obviously, and he says he's never thrown.
He's a pussycat, take away part of the names.
He's having a good year for the Cubs.
Well, what, 5-3 with a 3.43 in his best year?
With sticks like they got in New York, he can win a whole bunch of games.
You talk about the steal of Steinbrenner. Well, Steve Trout, there's no doubt that Trout has good stuff. That's what everybody says, but he's never been. He won 13 games one year with the Cubs and had a very mediocre ERA. Tewksbury last year had a better year than than Trout ever had.
And then they sent him down to the minor leagues.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Well,
they sent Charlie Hudson out of the minor leagues.
That's stupidity.
It's amazing to see how well this Yankee ball club has played, and I think a lion's share of the credit has to go to Piniella. Did you see that article about Piniella? How he's running this ball club? Yeah. He comes into the locker room before the games. He doesn't lay any heavy-handed ego power tips in the players. He walks. I don't know if you saw this in the paper, but he'll walk up to a group of 3 or 4 players: Washington, Ward, Ricky Henderson, and he'll actually say, the manager of the New York Yankees, "What do you guys want to do today? You want to play center, Ricky?" "Nah, I don't, I'm going to..."
That's a bunch of,
But he's keeping these guys happy, and all the players love him, and the Yankees are winning.
Sure, when the inmates run the asylum, they usually are happy.
No, I don't know if that's exactly the case.
Well, when you go up, "Oh, you're sick and sorry, we won't play you today. How's your arm?" "Oh, okay, fine. We're
all right. I want to get to Keith Karpinski. How about a pick on the All-Star game coming up Tuesday night?
American League to win.
American League's got
a better
the best,
league.
I think it is. They got the best young players, but, you know.
Now, Whitaker not going to the All-Star game again. We've made the point, but again, that tells you about the people that are playing sports today. Spoiled brats, a lot of them, and Whitaker is one of them. And I still maintain that if you look at the numbers Whitaker's played fantastic second base here for a long time. This guy ever worked at his job. Just like Sparky Anderson, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. He might not make it.
I had mixed feelings about it because I respect anybody with some of the idiot voting that's done by the fans.
Oh, that's stupidity.
I respect anybody who says, I'm not having a good enough year, I don't deserve to go. And Lou did say that. But then he said he was injured. If he's so injured, how come he's still playing now? And he wanted to come home to Detroit to rest. Now I see he's going to Florida.
Yeah,
he's going to Florida for 3 days. Going on vacation.
Doesn't take batting practice.
I don't understand. And Kaline really ripped him on
He should rip him.
Sunday.
Interesting. You know, just like you're praising Piniella for doing that, that's a disgrace. Piniella should say, this is the way it's going to be. You're going to play center field. That's it.
Let's see where Pinella's Yankees are and where your Tigers are.
The Yankees are going to win it. They got the best team in the league.
Too.
I said it all year. They've got the best.
We'll see.
He could help it.
Let's talk some football. Keith Karpinski, the Penn State linebacker out of Warren De La Salle, is here on Sports View today. I think you'll find him an interesting young man and a real student athlete.
One more thing. You got to take the votes away from the fans.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Oh, why? They make some stupid votes?
Yeah, they do.
You got to take the votes and put them to the players. I used to say, the heck with it, let the fans vote, that's for the fans. But some of these dumbbells out there, Darnell Cole's, what, 78,000 votes?
How many fans do you think nationwide on TV want to see Matt Noakes start in the All-Star game? Now, Matt Noakes deserves to start in the All-Star game. How many fans want to see him? They don't want to see him. They want to see the big name players. Is there anything wrong with that?
It's an All-Star game.
Keith Karpinski is here on Sports View today. We'll be back with him right after this.
We're about to embark on a great crusade. The eyes of the world are upon us. Our mission, crush the enemy before they crush us. Like America, Uncle Al will come through for you, crushing prices on Oldsmobiles and GMC trucks. Say hello, America. Sayonara Imports. Tanks, but no tanks to imports.
Visit Uncle Al's giant new dealership on M59 just east of the Pontiac Airport. Where the runway ends, the deals begin.
Hi, it's me again. In the past, you've heard a number of people give reasons why they come to Maxie's. Maybe you're not yet convinced. Let's ask a few more.
I come to Maxie's for the fine selection of wine, the great pickles, and the owner, Steve Pinto, owes me $14.50.
I come to Maxie's because the food is great. The hors d'oeuvres, sensational. It doesn't cost a lot of bread. And most important of all, Steve, the owner, is buying.
For the selection of fine wines, of course. Mainly I come to Maxie's because Ron Cameron doesn't come here.
Of course, there are other reasons why you should be coming to Maxie's. On Sunday nights, we feature the Maxie Jam with some of the best rock and rollers this area has to offer. Every Tuesday and Saturday, we have classics on video with Elmar. Of course, we always have our outdoor cafe open for your fun and enjoyment. And one day, Bill Sparks might show up.
There it is, Sports Fans Journal, issue number 11 on the newsstand, is doing very, very well. And George Kell, Ernie Harwell, and a whole bunch more stars
is
writing.
Kaline writing?
No.
Too? Just Kell.
And if you'd like to subscribe to this paper and each month read Denny McLean right from his jail cell and a whole bunch more, here's what you do. You send a $15 check or money order made payable to Sports Fans Journal and send it to this, Sports Fans Journal, P.O. Box 12170, Birmingham, Michigan 48012. For further information, call this number if you'd like, about Sports Fans Journal, 350-3530. Now, here who our writers are. Our writers include George Kell, as I mentioned, Ernie Harwell, Denny McLean right from his jail cell, and we've got people like Bob Feller, Dick Vitale, George Allen, Don Cherry, Mike Downey is writing, Eli Zaret is writing, the syndicated radio and talk show host Larry King is writing, and we got a whole bunch more for you, and including Ray Lane, Sonny Elliott, even Bob Page. So we lowered the paper a little bit now because we're adding more pages.
I still want my check.
Jimmy Harbaugh, the ex-Michigan quarterback, is going to be writing some, and we got a prep writer, Tom Lemming, out of Chicago, a whole bunch more. So if you want for further information about Sports Fans Journal, call this number, 350-3530. If you'd like to pick up a publication beforehand, stop by your local newsstand, bookstore, or the Tiger Stadium souvenir stands and pick up Sports Fans Journal.
And we're back on Sports View today, and our guest is the pride of Hamtramck, Keith Karpinski, the young man from Warren De La Salle, now at Penn State. And I understand that Joe Paterno's got some big plans for you this coming year.
Yes, after spring ball, right now I'm running #1 at outside linebacker, and team's looking real optimistic for this team to repeat as national champs.
You were all-state as a senior at De La Salle as a tight end, and then as is Joe Paterno's want, he takes his best athletes and he moves them to linebacker. But I know Bo wanted you to go to Michigan. Michigan State wanted you. I'm sure Notre Dame wanted you. Why Penn State? We have very few kids who go there.
With the old De La Salle coach, John Morano, we used to make a trip up there with about 30 or 35 players each year to Penn State football camp, and I got on their mailing list after the camp. I impressed a few coaches and just kind of stuck out all through recruiting.
Was it always your choice to go to Penn State after that happened? Did you fall in love with the campus when you were up there?
Yeah, I was really everything. Fell in love with the campus. Was really excited to be recruited by Penn State, and they made me feel real well. And it was like everybody just, when I went there, everybody talked about winning a national title, and that's what I wanted.
And look what happened. And the fact is, the other schools, if you hadn't gone to Penn State, where would you have gone?
There'd have been a choice. All the rest of the three, I probably would have went to either Michigan or Boston College.
Boston College. Now, how do you say no?
A lot of Detroiters go to Boston College.
How do you say no when Bo Schembechler is sitting in your living room saying, Mr. and Mrs. Karpinski, Michigan is the place for your son?
It was real tough. Best friend John Vitale, he committed about a month early.
And Bud Gehrig, who was a great player on your high school team, also went to Michigan.
He also committed very early, too, and it was real tough. I just kind of waited out and just reevaluated all my options. And,
was it tough to say no to Bo? Did you call him up and say, Coach, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go to Penn State?
Yeah, I had to call Bo. I had to call George Perlis. I had to call
Is that right?
Jack Bicknell from BC. And
what did they say? How'd they take it?
All of them respected my decision, wished me well. As a matter of fact, I even go to see John up at U of M, and John took me in Bo's office, said hi to him. He asked how my family was doing. He was really supportive and always wishes me well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. We're going to take a look at you playing last year against Vinny Testaverde in Miami in the national championship game. And the first break that you got in this contest was when your close friend, Penn State's All-American linebacker Shane Conlon, got hurt early in the ball game. That meant you were put in, and you were put right on the spot. I think we're going to take a look at it here in a little bit.
What are you looking at me for? Look at
this. And we'll see Conlon sitting in the bench. What kind of guy is Shane?
They're going trying to add a little fire again.
#1 draft choice of the Buffalo Bills.
He's a quiet guy off the field, Mr. Intensity on the field. He's just two different extremes, but a great football player, great friend, great teacher of the game, and he's a great student of the game.
And
are we going to see it, or what?
Was he about ready to commit Harry Carey on the Penn State campus after the Buffalo Bills drafted him?
I think he's really excited about it. It's his hometown, and
oh, he's from there, huh?
Yeah, and he's really
there.
Ready to go.
All right. Well, anyway, here we are, and you're playing against Testaverde. Was this a thrill for you in number 84, making the play, forcing the fumble? Was this a thrill for you to play against Testaverde?
Right. I knew I was going to play a lot during the game, and when Shane went down, I was just like, I sprinted onto the field. I was, catching wind.
You were on the field before he got up.
And I knew I was going to have to go in, and I was hoping they'd run the ball at me, and they ran to the other side on this play, but I just wanted to get in, and that's the whole philosophy was that week, was just get to the ball no matter where it is, and something's going to happen. Everybody flying to the ball. We always had 8 or 9 guys at the ball. And
yeah. What kind of guy is this man?
That's what I was going to ask.
Joe Paterno, he's a great coach. He's a great teacher of the good things in life, to stay away from.
Is that right? Women, wine, and song? You're kidding, Joe Paterno?
He keeps you on your toes. He knows that you can't just have all football. You have to have a little break from things, and he's really strict. But just when you need that time, and you don't ask for it, but he knows. He's been in, and I'm sure a lot of the coaches like Bo and everybody, they know when you need time off, and the team's feeling a little down, he'll cut 10 minutes off practice.
How dedicated are you to the sport of football? Has it always been a dream of yours to play major college and later on in the NFL?
No, I was. I didn't play. I only played 3 years of high school football, and I was real big on baseball and basketball. And when I transferred to De La Salle my junior year.
From where?
From St. Lad's in Hamtramck.
I guess so.
And I didn't want to. I wasn't even thinking about playing football. I was like, I'll play football, stay in shape for baseball season coming up, and just had a really good year, and everything fell into place after that. I never played baseball again.
Speaking of Hamtramck, I want to thank Bob Svirtnevis, the program director down there at Omnicom, for helping us out with the highlights and setting you up on this program. As a matter of fact, so all your friends and family can see it.
I made a mistake.
You want to say something?
No,
is this going to be relevant?
Criticizing Hamtramck And I just slipped. It wasn't Hamtramck I was criticizing. That other awful city near there, Highland Park.
See, now he still sticks his foot in his mouth. Did you hear what he said? Quote, that other awful city near there.
I didn't mean that.
I can't believe it. Every time, you're like Al Campanis on Nightline. Every time you open your mouth, you get deeper and deeper into it, don't you?
Let me.
Ron apologizes, ladies and gentlemen, to Hamtramck, to Highland Park, and to every other individual he's ever insulted on this program.
No, I'm not apologizing for Highland Park. The record speaks for itself. But Hamtramck has slipped,
You're not going to apologize to Kelly Tripucka now either?
No.
Billy Sims?
No.
You're kidding?
No.
Jack Morris?
I think they're dogs.
Kirk Gibson? Apologize to Lou Whitaker?
No.
Ralph Sampson?
I don't apologize
At least
to
to
those
Hamtramck, though. We'll continue with Keith Karpinski of that wonderful Polish burg, Hamtramck, right after
You've got to take the tape down there in order.
I'm sorry, she's out of the office for the day and there's no way to contact her.
With a pager from TCOM, you could contact her anytime.
I know it's an emergency, but it's out of the building now. May I call you later?
With Motorola pagers from TCOM, you can deal with emergencies now.
I'm sorry, our delivery man is on call right now. We won't be able to help you till tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Fred Wetzel with TCOM Paging. If these problems seem familiar to you, then you need a TCOM pager. You'd be surprised how affordable they are. Probably wonder how you've done without one. Give us a call at 559-6826.
Jalapeno Pizza's a great place to eat.
Hi, 2 for non-smoking, please.
Right this way.
Wow, look at all this food. A 2-pound wet burrito, a 16-ounce porterhouse, and there's pasta, too.
But did you see the daily specials?
What a deal for $6.25.
See, didn't I tell you jalapeno pizza and pasta's a great place to eat?
Jalapeno pizza and pasta on Cohen Road across from Westland Mall.
Since my divorce, I've had problem with visitation. But since I went to attorney Warren Siegel, I now see my son on a regular basis.
Thanks, Dad.
Find out your rights. For free consultation, call attorney Warren Siegel, the Bold Eagle. Call 424-8384. The Bold Eagle, 424-8384.
There's no charge for our first meeting. You're under no obligation, so call today. If I needed a lawyer to represent me, I'd want Warren Siegel.
We're back talking football. Keith Karpinski's here from Penn State, ex of De La Salle, and the De La Salle football program's been big, of course, over the years and everything. And your coach now is in Ohio, where he's on the hot seat coaching high school there.
Yes.
I think ultimately he wants a college job, John Morano, doesn't he?
Right. He signed a 3-year deal at Massillon, Ohio, and I think he's looking, he's just finished up his last year, and I think he's going to look on to maybe Division I football.
I talked to Morano's former assistant, who now is the head coach at De La Salle, Ray Barr, in fact, Sunday night. And I said, I'm going to have Karpinski on the show. Tell me something funny about the kid. Tell me something interesting. He says, well, Bob, he says, Karpinski has a physical problem. I said, really? He says, he hyperventilates. He's so intense when he goes on the field. Tell a story. Before the national championship game against Miami, what happened to you?
Well, not so much. we were in the tunnel, and I ran on the field. Like, you know, the Miami was in front of us, and they announced the Miami Hurricanes, and then so we're right there, and everything was kind of quiet. And then here comes the Nittany Lions, and we ran on the field, and I'm running out there, and I'm looking around, and 75 million people. I just ran right to the bench, took my helmet off, had the water boy give me some water, put a towel over my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I just catch my breath already.
Hyperventilating, huh?
Yeah.
You got a pretty good future in the pros, I understand, because they say that unlike a lot of guys, you do not have white man's disease. You're one of the fastest linebackers that Penn State has had in a long time, and a very good athlete.
Yes, I started off there at tight end, and then I played wide receiver for a spring, and I weighed about 205 pounds, and Joe called me up because I want you to move outside linebacker.
You call him Joe?
Right.
Not Coach Paterno. So it's a first-name basis like
Boschem? With all the coaches are. It's Joe, Jerry, John. You know, it's real good.
Not first-name thing as far as Boschem.
Oh yeah, all the kids call him Bo.
Bo, that's not his first name, though.
Well, right. Not
all right.
So what were we going to say, though? So Joe called you up.
Let him say it.
Hey, he called me up and he said, I want you to move outside linebacker. You know, I don't think you can make an impact at wide receiver this spring. Got a couple good recruits coming in that I think they're going to play right away. And you know, at first I was kind of shaky at it, and then I just hung with it and played in the scout team that year, and I was running like 4th team, and then the next spring I was running. Shane didn't practice, so I was running number 1, got a lot of playing time, and over the last 2 years I've really improved a lot.
Now, where do you think your future lies?
Well, I have 2 years left. I haven't played every day to evaluate myself yet.
But I mean in the NFL, long range I'm talking.
Well, he's thinking about Penn State now.
Yeah, well, I really don't know. I'll give it a shot, regardless of what my next 2 years are at Penn State, whatever happens.
But what do you
there.
feel your best position is?
Oh, an outside linebacker.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's so fast.
Linebacker,
Linebacker.
I think definitely. I don't know, maybe defensive back. I also have the fastest backward run on the team, like 10-yard, and we had a pro day, and a lot of people were saying, hey, that's pretty good, and then the coaches were even fooling around, hey, we'll move him to DB, drop him 15 pounds and move him to the hero, but there wasn't any serious in that.
Keith, you're also an excellent student, and I'm sure you must have some thoughts when you look at programs like SMU and the grade transcript altering and kids who don't even go to college and take classes.
Yeah, it's kind of, at Penn State, and imagine all the other schools that go by the book, you get a chance, they give you a scholarship, and you're expected to, not just perform on the field, you're expected to perform in the classroom, and if you don't, you get a chance, and then you get another chance, and if you don't, then they ask you to leave. They just say, we're not going to use your grant and aid for you to mess up in school.
You don't hear about any cheating at Penn State, ever. That's why I don't think I've ever even heard a rumor about anything illegal going on at Penn State.
No, and I would. That's the way I would like it. I wouldn't want alumni kicking me money or anything, or getting go to the local store and they give you a blazer for free, or just anything like that. I'd rather have it the way it is now.
Keith Karpinski is here, the Penn State linebacker.
It's a rare attitude for an athlete to have. They might say it on the outside, but they don't feel it on the inside.
And we'll close it out with him after this final time.
The thing about coming to the brass bed and leather gallery is making up your mind. We have over 150 brass beds, iron beds, day beds with trundles, sofas, sectionals, office chairs, all under one roof. When you come in here, you don't see catalogs. You see the actual piece on display. That's real important. You see it, you feel it, you touch it, you take it home with you. We deliver it to you. We carry quality pieces, name brands only, at low, low discount prices. We're open 7 days a week. Please come and see us.
Did you know that 125 million Americans didn't visit a dentist last year? Why? Not money. According to surveys, they're afraid.
Well, modern technology has taken the fear out of visiting the dentist. Here at my office in West Bloomfield, we've got a relaxed, friendly atmosphere. I provide the highest quality care with an emphasis on the prevention of tooth and gum disease.
So if you're one of the many people not seeing a dentist, you're taking a serious risk with your future health. Like smoking cigarettes, it's a ticking time bomb.
The 1987 Major League Baseball season is in full swing. And now, you can track every team all summer long by tuning to The Pennant Chase on PATS. Join host Larry Osterman each week as he takes a look at the Majors divisional races, the American League and National League Players of the Week, as well as exclusive up-close interviews with the game's biggest stars. To stay up to date with all the happenings in and around the world of baseball, join us every week for The Pennant Chase on Michigan's cable home of the Tigers, PATS.
Stand by. We're back, closing it out with Keith Karpinski of Penn State, ex of De La Salle. What about repeating? It's awful hard.
We're really optimistic this year. Five starters on each side of the ball, and good nucleus on the defense. I think
that's all you got back, Keith? 5 starters?
On each side, yeah, five.
So in other words, you graduate 6 players from the offense and from the defense. That's a lot of losses.
Yeah, but we're really optimistic. Had a really good spring. The offense is going to be a lot better this year, I think, and I don't think the defense will be able to carry him just as much.
DJ Dozier's gone. You lost your quarterback, Schaefer. The offense is going to be better?
Yeah, Matt Kisner, he's a 5th-year guy coming back, and a junior by the name of Blair Thomas. Running, he had a lot of playing time behind DJ when DJ was down, and had a couple good games.
If you had one wish, just to be able to play Michigan or Michigan State this year? Come home, maybe, and play?
He's got all those friends up there. They don't have one Michigan
yeah, he's the only kid from Michigan playing for Penn State. Right. Yeah. I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank
you. Lots of luck to you at Penn State. I want to thank our sponsors as well. Fred Wetzel and the folks at TCOM Pagers, Jalapeno Pizza and Pasta,
Crossing the West Land.
Pass, Steve Pinto and all the gang out at Maxey's Main Street in Royal Oak, attorney Warren Siegel. You can call him at 424-8384, Sports Fans Journal. The 11th issue of which is out on the street right now at Tiger Stadium. And, of course, Uncle Al. you can't wear this, but maybe you got a girlfriend or something you'd like to give this to, who sends along this T-shirt with his compliments. You can hear Ron Cameron on the radio, WCAR. I won't get you ineligible. Will I for giving you stuff on the show?
Oh,
that'd be a good story, wouldn't it?
We need some publicity.
You can hear Ron Cameron on the radio, WCAR, AM 1090, Wednesday afternoon, 4 to 5, and my show runs every morning on Keith Karpinski's favorite radio station, WRIF, the home of rock and roll. 101.1. He's a rock and roller from way back. Look at his haircut. Are you kidding me? He's been a fan of the dead Kennedys for a lot of years now. 101.1 FM, 630, 730, and 830. Paul Jokic, the former U of M wide receiver, now coming up with the San Francisco 49ers on Sports View today, a little later on this week.
He's with the San Francisco 49ers.
Thank you. And thank you for putting up with Ron. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.